Welcome back to our exploration of the myth of Frankenstein's monster. As we dive into the introduction of this iconic figure, let's ponder not just the creature's history, but its relevance today. How do we interpret the essence of the monster beyond the horror archetype?
It's fascinating to consider how Frankenstein's monster reflects our fears of uncontrolled scientific advancements. Back then, it was a warning about tampering with nature, and today it feels even more relevant. How do advances like AI and gene editing echo this cautionary tale?
Absolutely, Guy. But isn't it also about identity and acceptance? The monster struggles with self-awareness and rejection. Could it be that even today, we are all parsing our identities amid societal norms?
Let's not forget society's role in shaping the monster's narrative. It mirrors the societal fear of the other, something that persists to this day. How often do we create monsters out of what we don't understand?
It's clear that Frankenstein's monster is still a mirror reflecting modern existential and ethical dilemmas. As we continue, let's explore how these narratives shape, challenge, and expand our understanding of human nature itself. As we delve into Mary Shelley's original tale, let's remember the societal context she was writing in. In a time of industrial change and scientific curiosity, what questions was Shelley posing about human ambition and morality? Are these questions still relevant?
Mary Shelley's work really challenged the era's scientific hubris. Victor Frankenstein's ambition is a cautionary tale about crossing boundaries without considering the ethical consequences. Are we repeating Victor's mistakes with today's technologies?
Definitely, Guy. But let's also explore the monster's quest for identity, a profound, often overlooked aspect of Shelley's narrative. In creating life, Victor plays God, yet abandons his creation, leaving it grappling with existence. Are we, too, sometimes neglecting responsibilities for the lives we influence?
And beyond personal responsibility, Shelley comments on societal alienation. The creature is feared and ostracized because of its appearance. In modern society, aren't there parallels in how we treat those who differ from our norms? Perhaps Shelley was urging us to reflect on empathy and acceptance then, as we need to now.
Shelley's narrative indeed poses perennial moral and existential questions. As we pondered these themes, perhaps we should ask ourselves how Shelley's insights can influence our modern narratives on empathy, identity, and the ethical framework surrounding innovation. As we transition into how Frankenstein's monster has evolved in popular culture, it's worth considering how this figure, which originated as a symbol of scientific dilemma, is continually reimagined in diverse narratives today. What aspects of its transformation resonate most within our current cultural landscape?
I find it compelling how the monster has become a metaphor for the ethical boundaries of scientific exploration across mediums. Films and literature often highlight not just the darker side of technology, but our collective responsibility in wielding it. What's your take on this, Ryan?
Guy, I couldn't agree more. Yet, it's also intriguing how the monster often embodies themes of isolation and the quest for belonging. In today's world, where social media and digital identities proliferate, don't these issues seem more pertinent? Social rejection remains relevant whether in Shelley's time or ours.
Indeed, Ryan. And with contemporary reinterpretations like those in graphic novels and TV series, the monster now often gains a voice, offering a platform for marginalized narratives. Isn't it fascinating how this myth continues adapting, protesting against exclusion? Shouldn't we explore these parallels further?
So, as we reflect on the monster's cultural journey, it becomes evident how its core themes of ambition, isolation, and human rights continue inspiring new generations. Yet, what untold stories remain within this myth that could challenge us further? Let's ponder these mysteries as we anticipate future interpretations. As we move into common misconceptions about Frankenstein's monster, it's essential to challenge our preconceptions. What, then, are some prevalent fallacies surrounding this iconic character? How do these misconceptions shape our understanding of what it truly represents?
One major misconception is naming the creature Frankenstein. It often overshadows the creature's true story and struggles. This error reflects a broader tendency to focus superficially, overlooking deeper narratives. How might this echo other cultural misunderstandings?
I've often noticed that the monster is portrayed as evil incarnate when, in actuality, it's initially gentle and seeks understanding. This key portrayal mirrors how fear of the unknown can lead to swift, unfair judgment. Does this reveal more about this than about the monster?
It's also worth exploring the misconception that the monster's tale lacks complexity, merely a horror trope. Yet the story navigates profound issues of creation and isolation. Are such misunderstandings partly why empathetic narratives often remain overshadowed?
In understanding these misapprehensions, we uncover layers that enrich our view of Frankenstein's story. As we continue to dissect these myths, let's remain open to how they enlighten our wider cultural dialogues on empathy and fear. What truths can we unearth by revisiting these tales with fresh eyes? As we turn our attention to humanity and identity in Frankenstein's monster, let's consider, how do these themes push us to question the true nature of being human? What does the monster's journey reveal about our own struggles with self-acceptance and societal judgment?
It's interesting to think about how the monster's quest for identity actually mirrors our own search for purpose. There's a desire to belong, yet a fear of rejection. Isn't this duality something we all face when trying to find our place in the world?
I agree, Guy. The monster's experience is strikingly human because it embodies the struggle for self-acceptance amidst external rejection. How often do societal norms intimidate us into silence or force us to conform to expectations that don't fit?
Exactly, Ryan. What's remarkable is that the monster's story speaks to the resilience required to assert one's identity. It's a powerful reminder that understanding and empathy can transform fear into acceptance. Shouldn't we all strive to be more like Shelley's compassionate characters who see beyond appearances?
These reflections enhance our understanding of what it means to be human, full of flaws yet capable of empathy. As we ponder these insights, let's consider how embracing our differences can lead to a more inclusive world. What role does Shelley's masterpiece play in fostering these conversations today? As we transition to the monster's role in the science and ethics debate, let's ask ourselves, what ethical lens might we be crossing today in our relentless pursuit of knowledge? How does the monster's story challenge our moral compass?
The monster's existence forces us to reflect on the potential pitfalls of scientific ambition lacking ethical restraint. Are we creating monsters with technologies like AI and genetic engineering, risking unforeseen ramifications? This narrative invites us to deliberate our role as conscientious creators.
Guy, you raise a valid point. Yet, through a humanitarian lens, the monster's plight also illuminates the social consequences of scientific pursuits. Isn't the isolation and fear it endures a reflection of what happens when society neglects the emotional impacts of relentless innovation?
Precisely, Ryan. The monster's narrative is a compelling plea for integrating empathy with science. How often do we overlook the human aspect amid technological zeal? By embracing the tale's ethical questions, aren't we prompted to consider the profound societal responsibilities accompanying scientific breakthroughs?
As we internalize these insights, the monster's story encourages a re-evaluation of our current trajectory in science and ethics. What lessons should we carry forward to ensure humanity and empathy guide our progress? Let's reflect on these in our continued dialogues. As we delve deeper into Frankenstein's monster within cultural narratives, consider how its evolution reflects our shifting societal values. Which interpretations most vividly address modern ethical dilemmas and our ongoing search for identity?
It's striking how the monster has been reimagined to critique the ethical use of technology. In films and books, it often represents the dangers of unchecked ambition. Does this cautionary theme resonate with our views on technological advances today?
True, Guy. Still, the monster's portrayal also highlights issues of social isolation and yearning for acceptance, resembling our digital age struggles. Isn't social media amplifying these themes of belonging and estrangement?
Absolutely. Recent adaptations often give the monster a voice, exploring themes of marginalization. It's a powerful narrative shift. How does this change encourage conversations about acceptance and societal inclusivity?
Reflecting on this cultural legacy, the monster urges us to confront narratives of fear and empathy. What untold stories within this myth could challenge and inspire future storytelling? Let's continue exploring these transformative possibilities. As we conclude this deep dive into Frankenstein's monster, let us reflect on its enduring impact. How has this tale continuously asked us to revisit our perceptions of morality and identity?
The evolving narrative of the monster reminds us that unchecked ambition leads to unintended consequences. Isn't it crucial today to find a balance between innovation and ethical diligence?
Indeed, the monster's quest for acceptance speaks volumes about our own struggles with self and society. We are urged to look beyond superficial judgments, just as the monster seeks empathy. How might we better integrate understanding in our diverse world?
The narrative continually challenges societal norms, reminding us that transformation and inclusion are ongoing processes. Perhaps even in darkness, there's room for compassion and growth. Does this shift inspire us to embrace broader narratives and foster a sense of community?